Beat boys and girls, listen up.
Thanks for coming out. Welcome to Many Colors, One Harvard. It's a good showing. So we should start with a quick little chant, all right? So I'm gonna say many colors, and you guys are gonna say, all right, nice. And then I'm gonna say, how do we stand? And you guys are gonna say, nice. You guys are good. All right, here we go. Many colors. One Harvard. How do we stand? United. Many colors. One Harvard. How do we stand? United. All right, 2 more times. Many colors. One Harvard. How do we stand? United. Many colors. One Harvard. How do we stand? United. All right. So first up, we have our first speaker of the rally. His name is Weijie Huang. He's a senior. Weijie, you want to come up here?
Hey guys. Hey Weijie. I love you all. Love you too. We gather here today to unite under one Harvard. Our purpose is to celebrate unity, because in striving to spread awareness about one instance of discrimination, many of us have come to realize that incidents like these any incident should not be met with silence simply because it is isolated. In one example, less than 2 weeks ago, the Chinese Students Association experienced discrimination through the comments that were written on the walls of Lowell House. While it seemed minor to some, for others, the offensive marking of our social spaces with such intolerance needed to be met with raised voices. We would not remain silent to the words on the wall. We must realize that these isolated events have occurred frequently throughout Harvard's history. We need to address isolated events because discrimination no longer occurs in systematic, institutionalized, and painfully explicit ways. I'm sure many of you have experienced it or have seen it happen. I'm aware of the fact that I can't list them all here. And I am aware of the fact that I do not know them all. Why is that? Because discrimination has never targeted all of our communities simultaneously. It attacks specific communities in specific settings. It keeps us divided and pits us against each other. We must be wise enough to recognize it when we see it. We must not lead insular lives without regard to those around us. We must raise our voices. Our fight today is a fight for the diverse communities we all represent. It is a fight for the Harvard community as one. We stand here not to list the grievances that we've endured, but to celebrate the commitment to diversity and to preserving a community that is open and tolerant for all peoples. That hate for one is hate for all. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Weijie one more time. All right, next up is UC President Andrea Flores.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrea Flores, and I thank all of you for being here today. Okay, so I'm up here not representing, not as a woman, not as a Latino. I'm up here today because I was elected last December to represent the student interests, all student interests. The incidents that have affected Harvard workers, the incidents that we read about in the Crimson or hear about over House List do not affect us. But there has all been a time throughout our lives where we haven't felt accepted, where someone didn't understand our background, where we had to explain where we came from, where we felt the need to defend ourselves in a situation. These are the sentiments that inspired this rally here today. So if there's ever been a time when any of you have not felt accepted, you can join us, and you can join in this campaign for unity at Harvard. We pride ourselves on Harvard's diversity. We put it on our brochures, we celebrate it in cultural rhythms, But if we don't protect our differences, if we don't fight for all of our rights to express those differences, diversity means nothing at Harvard. We pride ourselves on being the best in the country and setting an example for other institutions, but if we don't set an example for the way we treat the members of our community, our example means nothing. So how do you fight discrimination at Harvard? How do you start? You start first of all by getting involved, by understanding, by listening. You can get involved in fighting for ethnic studies on campus. You can attend a panel on a group that you don't know that much about. You can go to a history conference on international relations. You can support the Campaign for Unity at Harvard, which is what we're doing here today. So, let me gather my thoughts. It's hard to discuss how you fight a campaign against intolerance. I know Slam's here today and I see workers here. Because I want to remind everyone that the Harvard community is not just students. It's professors, it's janitors, it's workers. It's all of us here that are living in the same space because we all came to Harvard with the belief that it could be our home, that it would be a safe space for us to grow and study and live. And so we have to take our responsibility now as students to protect that. So thank you.
Thank you, Andrea.